Now they have the suspect of the shooting admitting to them that a bounty was placed on his head.
Oh my goodness! This nigga done snitched! Oh! Oh my gosh! Lil Durk is cooked! OTF affiliate just snitched on him and said he put a bounty on Stephon Mack's head. What is Durk gonna do?
Now, it's been a lot going on concerning the OTF trial as we know it. So far, we have been updated that possibly the trial that's set to begin in August will possibly push back yet again for whatever reason. And at this point, I think we all expected it. It's going on for years now since these guys have been in custody with a trial date set, but for whatever reason, it keeps getting pushed back. Aside from that, OTF member Didi has put in a motion before trial to be able to be released out on bond before, so he can at least spend time with his family until then. Now, it said that his sister, cousin, and father will all be putting up money, totaling up to $140,000 for his release on bond, assuring that he wouldn't be a flight risk, and it will make sure he attend whatever court dates needed if he was granted release. Also, 2 new indictments were said to be added to the trial. It would be introduced as evidence in favor of the prosecutors, but OTF Didi's defense is that whether they're added or not, he isn't included in those indictments because they have nothing to do with him. However, that's not how RICOs work. He mentioned before to be severed from everyone else, however, that was shot down. So in a RICO, usually everyone is charged together under the ruling of them being a criminal organization, so whether he's involved directly with the crime or not, it still falls under the alleged criminal organization of OTF being a gang and operating as such. Not to mention, in the case of Lil Pat being shot and unalive, the prosecutors claim it was get back, with Lil Durk being the mastermind behind it allegedly, and the rest of them being the ones that carried everything out. Now, we don't wish jail or death on anybody.
No, we definitely wish jail on Lil Durk. That nigga put money on Lil Quando head and they killed the wrong nigga. How you kill the wrong nigga, gang? It's 4, 5 of y'all. Y'all only hit 1 person and there's 2 niggas in the car. Lock that nigga up.
That's what I would say. If Durk offered millions in assets and physical cash to be out on bond and was denied a couple of times already, I can't see them granting OTF Didi bond with just $140,000. Keep in mind, he's not just a regular co-defendant neither. He's actually the one they're claiming was one of the shooters that took Lil Pab's life, allegedly. So once again, if Durk is putting all that up for his bond and he's just being charged with M for hire, I can't see them giving the actual shooter bond.
That's what I'm saying.
Keep in mind, none of this is any official legal advice, just our mere opinions. Now, on another note, the reason I brought all that up is because one of the 2 indictments that were being used as evidence within the RICO case is the case of Chicago man Stephon Mack being shot and unalive back in January of 2022. Stephon Mack is said to have been one of the suspects involved in unaliving Lil Durk's brother, Money Making D Thing, back in June of 2021, just a year before Stephon Mack himself was gunned down. So Stephon Mack's death is believed to have been get back for Money Making D Thing, but now the question is, who put these guys up to it? Now, according to reports, Stephon Mack was shot and unalive while coming out of the Youth Peace Center, and 2 suspects would hop out of a vehicle that was parked in the parking lot as they waited. One man stalked him down, shooting him multiple times, while the other one fled the opposite way. Both suspects were identified as 24-year-old Montgomery Wilson and 23-year-old Preston Powell. The feds believe it was an M for hire scheme and said they conspired with others, without specifying who, to unalive 24-year-old Stephon Mack. Both men were charged with conspiracy to use an interstate.
Durk done messed up. Durk thought he had some solid niggas in his corner. Hell no, boy, them boys snitching on your ass to get their time cut. And the feds telling them to do it. You facing 30, 40, but if you tell us, we'll make sure you get 10. You maybe can get out in 5, still live your life, be with your family. That's what they telling they at. And they giving them a bacon, egg, and cheese in there too.
Facility in the commission of an M for hire, and then they were actually charged with M for hire as well. Now, an M for hire charge in Chicago carries a sentence of either mandatory life in prison or death. Now, if you've been following this federal case since we've been covering it, then you know that these guys were very sloppy. Prosecutors had DNA evidence, surveillance, text messages and audio recordings, social media evidence, and to make it worse, one of the suspects left their cell phone in the stolen vehicle used during the shooting.
nigga. That's some sloppy ass shit. You deserve jail for that. You deserve life. Like, don't wish jail on nobody. That nigga deserve jail. You did some stupid shit. You left your phone. Durk, you deserve jail because you did some stupid shit. You worth all this money, gang. All this money. Got a family and all. You just want to throw it away for some street credit. You niggas is dumb.
Get no worse than that. Now keep in mind, during the investigations within that case, they made it very clear that the suspects were both texting each other, mentioning receiving money for the shooting
Dumbass.
from Lil Durk.
Dumbass.
They also detailed when he would be back in Chicago, when they would meet up with him to collect, which prompted the feds to also check and see when Durk was in Chicago, and it aligned perfectly with what was said in those text messages.
Crazy.
Then one of the suspects, AJ, was even seen around Durk and others during a video shoot to further credit what was being alleged in the text messages that the feds have found. Now, with all that being said, fast forward to today, one of the suspects in Stephon Mack's shooting recently took a plea deal, but also, rumor has it, he stated there was a bounty that was put on Stephon.
Marley, the second suspect in the murder of Stephon Mack, accepted a plea deal with federal government. He is to serve 30 to 35 years in federal custody with no possibility of parole. That's a plea deal? 30 to 35 years? You can't get out and parole either, so that means you can't even do 15 to 20 and get out. You gotta do your whole 30 to 35, gang. Was it worth it, nigga? Was it really worth it? Oh my goodness, these niggas is so dumb.
On Mack's head, confirming what the feds are ready to believe is
So
true.
dumb.
So basically, aside from the feds believing that Lil Durk was allegedly behind this M for hire as well, now they have the suspect of the shooting admitting to them that a bounty was placed on his head.
Oh my goodness. This nigga done snitched. Oh, that nigga done admitted that it was a, oh my goodness. Durk is fried. Durk is fried. Oh, we're not getting no first day out from Durk. No.
Keep in mind, this is the second suspect that mentioned a bounty. Now, the only thing is, it wasn't specified who placed it, but I'm sure that information is being withheld for now.
No.
Reason. Now, it's pretty ironic how the OTF trial will possibly be delayed yet again, and coincidentally, right before the trial, Stephon Mack's case is on the brink of closing.
What?
Now, the suspect who took the plea deal is Marley, aka Preston Powell. According to the plea agreement, he agreed to serve 30 to 35 years in federal custody without the possibility of parole. Now, I'm not saying he did any cooperating, but remember that usually this type of charge warrants you to have life in jail or the death penalty. Somehow he was only given 30 to 35 years. I don't know what that's about. Now, according to the Daily Rap, they're stating that Marley made it clear that a bounty was put on Stephon Mack's head. However, he never made it clear who it was by. Now let's get into the federal document describing the plea agreement as it is state quote. This plea agreement between the United States Attorney for the Northern District of Illinois, Andrew S. Boutros, and defendant Preston Powell, also known as Marley, and his attorneys Holly Blaine and Molly Armour, is made pursuant to Rule 11 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure and is governed in part by Rule 11C1C as more fully set forth below. The parties to this agreement have agreed upon the following. The superseding information in this case charges that defendant, in the course of a violation of Title 18, United States Code Section 924C, did use, carry, brandish, and discharge a firearm during and in relation to a crime of violence for which he may be prosecuted in a court of the United States, namely the use of a facility of interstate commerce with the intent with an act be committed. In the next document, it is state quote. This agreement will be governed in part by Fed R. Crim P11 C1C. That is, the parties have agreed that the sentence imposed by the court shall include a term of imprisonment in the custody of the Bureau of Prisons of not less than 30 years and not more than 35 years. Each party is free to recommend whatever sentence it deems appropriate within this range. Other than the agreed term of incarceration, the parties have agreed that the court remains free to impose the sentence it deems appropriate. If the court accepts and imposes the agreed term of incarceration set forth, defendant may not withdraw this plea as a matter of right under Fed R. Crim P11D and E. If, however, the court refused to impose the agreed term of incarceration set forth herein, thereby rejecting this agreement, or otherwise refuses to accept defendant's plea of guilty, either party has the right to withdraw from this agreement. Regarding restitution, defendant acknowledges that pursuant to Title 18, United States Code Section 3663A, the court must order defendant together with any jointly liable co-defendants to make full restitution to victims in an amount to be determined by the court at sentencing, which amount shall reflect credit for any funds repaid prior to sentencing. Now, for y'all that don't see what's going on here, this is the second suspect that admitted to a bounty being placed on Stephon Mack.
Right.
If y'all remember, the other suspect, AJ, aka Montgomery Wilson, also admitted that he spoke to OTF affiliates and the bounty was also put on Stephon Mack, and he was set to pick it up from Durk allegedly when he came back to Chicago to do a podcast. Federal documents that were released in the past also claim that AJ unknowingly told an undercover agent that Lil Durk placed a $70,000 bounty on Mack, and it was supposed to be raised to $90,000. The documents would state, quote, in this excerpt, Montgomery Wilson explained to the CS that although individual A contributed $50,000 to the bounty for unaliving Mack, Montgomery Wilson also collected a portion of those funds. Montgomery Wilson, look, Jam, this what Jam told Didi. I mean, he told Bondo, like Bug, he say, man, individual A gave up $50,000. Shorty, he only paid me a dub. So it's $30,000 missing. Remind you, I'm locked up. Excerpt number 3. In this excerpt, Montgomery Wilson explained to the CS that he received approximately $40,000 for unaliving Mack. CHS. So altogether, you got $35,000. Montgomery Wilson, $35, and then another $5 from JD in it, in which they supposed to give me $100, shorty. They really owe me $100,000. These 3 limited excerpts exclusively concern Montgomery Wilson's admission to the CS that unalived Mack to collect the payment that had been offered by individual A and his associates for the M. The statements were clearly against Montgomery Wilson's interests and are independently corroborated by other evidence. These 3 limited excerpts are highly probative of the for-hire component of Mack's unaliving, and their admission would not be unfairly prejudicial to Power. Now, in the other document, which basically explains the conversation between AJ and Marley, it'll involve a conversation where they talk about picking up money from OTF for the unaliving of Stephon Mack.
All this damn evidence.
And in the 3rd excerpt, Montgomery Wilson explained to the CS that he collected a portion of the payment for unaliving Mack, but believed that he was owed additional money. The evidence provides necessary context for text communications between Powell and Montgomery Wilson that occurred 2 weeks after Mack's unaliving. In those communications, Powell and Montgomery Wilson had the following exchange.